Okay, picture this. Minya Governorate, Egypt. It's dawn, maybe 6 a.m. back in 2012. Quiet farmland, fields stretching out. But that early morning stillness is about to be broken. Some local farmers, they stumble upon something horrific. A tuk-tuk, one of those three-wheeled utility vehicles, just smoldering in a ditch off the road. It's been burned. Badly. And inside, there's a body. It's almost completely incinerated. You can barely tell it's human, except for, well, maybe some small features on the face. Just enough. The police arrive, forensics get to work, and right away, two things are crystal clear. First, this fire was no accident. Gasoline was used. A deliberate attempt to destroy evidence. Second, and this is crucial, the person inside didn't die from the fire. No, the autopsy showed a massive, fatal blow to the head. They were killed before the fire was even set.
Right. And that shifts everything, doesn't it? This isn't some tragic accident. It's a targeted killing and execution. It didn't take long for neighbors to identify the victim. It was Samir, a local man who owned a chicken farm.
Ah, Samir, okay.
But the investigation, it started peeling back layers. This wasn't a crime of passion, not random violence. What unfolded was a story stretching back a decade, full of resentment, financial betrayal, and just cold, hard calculation.
A decade! Wow.
Yeah. This deep dive, it's really about how that simmering resentment turned into a kind of deadly entitlement, and how desperation for money could turn a neighbor into, well, a willing accomplice. It's pure transactional treachery.
Okay, let's unpack this then, because to really understand that horrific scene that burned out Tuk-Tuk, we need to go back. 10 years earlier, back to when Samir's dream first started. So it's 2002, Samir's in Minya, like a lot of young men there. He has one big goal: get abroad, work, save money. He heads to Jordan. His plan: save every single penny he could to come back and buy land, or specifically start his own chicken farm. That was the dream, and apparently he was good at it. Reliable worker, sent money home consistently. Then 2003 rolled around. He's been away maybe a year and a half, comes back for a 2-month vacation.
And the family pressure starts.
Instantly. Get married. The choice lands on his cousin, Sabreen. She was divorced, already had a child, and it happens fast. Like within 2 weeks, they're married. He wants to spend the rest of his short leave with his new wife before heading back to Jordan.
Yeah, and you can already see the cracks forming, can't you? The foundation of this relationship wasn't really built on emotion, was it? More like pragmatism.
Fulfilling an obligation, maybe?
For him, perhaps. Fulfilling that social duty. But for Sabreen, she felt it almost immediately. Regret. She felt rushed, then instantly abandoned when he left again, just left questioning the whole thing. Why marry someone who's just going to leave?
And that distance, it definitely didn't help. The next 3 years, it's a long-distance marriage. He's working in Jordan, sending money back. They have 2 children together now. But whenever he visits Egypt, there's this recurring problem. The money he sent, it's just gone, vanished.
And this leads to huge arguments.
Massive fights. Apparently, family had to step in sometimes just to keep the peace.
And this financial strain, it's really important. It seems to be where her feeling of, let's say, entitlement begins to creep in. She starts seeing his money not as their money for a future farm, but maybe as compensation for her time alone, her sacrifices.
Compensation for waiting. Okay. Then, around 2007, things get even more tense. Samir's brother, who is also Sabreen's cousin, remember, contacts Samir in Jordan. He says he's seeing strange men visiting Samir's house while he's away. Unknown men.
That's alarming.
Very. So Samir confronts Sabreen about it. Her reaction, pure defense. She cuts off contact with the brother completely, accuses him of stirring up trouble.
And her explanation for the visitors.
She claims they were just her brothers. Also cousins, of course. But given the existing tension, this explanation makes Samir even more suspicious, more paranoid. Right, let's jump forward now to 2010. This is a big year. Samir comes back to Egypt for good.
Ready to start the dream.
Exactly. He cashes out everything he earned in Jordan, every last bit, and invests it all in a partnership for the chicken farm project. He tells Sabreen, okay, we're done waiting, we're settling down.
And her reaction, it tells you everything. She explodes. Pure anger.
But not about the risk of the farm failing.
No, that's the twist.
Yeah.
She wasn't angry about the investment risk. She was furious because he put all the money into the business instead of giving her a direct personal cut, a lump sum. She felt she was owed that cash for her years of sacrifice.
Wow. The entitlement really solidified then.
It seems so.
And then disaster strikes the farm project itself. Just 4 months after launching his lifelong dream, it completely collapses. He loses everything.
Everything gone.
The financial ruin triggers the final blow-up fight with Sabreen. She leaves him, just packs up and moves back to her parents' house.
So he's lost his dream, his money, and now his wife has left him. Rock bottom.
Pretty much. But amidst all that chaos, while he's trying to figure out what went wrong, he finds something. Documents relating to accounts Sabreen held at the Egyptian post.
Ah, and he discovers.
He discovers she'd been hiding money. A lot of money. The money he'd been sending home for years. The money he thought had just disappeared. She'd been hoarding it all along.
The ultimate betrayal. Financial betrayal on top of everything else.
He's enraged, goes straight to her parents' house to confront her. It turns violent. A huge argument breaks out. During the fight, Sabreen's mother tries to step in to break it up, and Samir, in his rage, strikes her. He breaks her arm.
Oh no. That changes everything. Hitting the mother.
It's crossed a line, a big one.
Absolutely. This is no longer just about money or resentment over waiting. It's about family honor. Perceived deep insults. For Sabreen, that injury to her mother, that seems to be the point of no return. Divorce isn't enough anymore.
She wants more than just separation.
She wants total revenge. For the lost years, the hidden money, and now for the violence against her mother. She needs to wipe the slate clean in her mind.
So she needs help to get this revenge. She needs someone to carry it out.
Right. She needs an accomplice.
Yeah.
A killer, basically.
And she finds one. A neighbor named Said. He's married, has 7 kids, and is absolutely drowning in debt, desperate for cash.
The perfect target for her manipulation.
It seems so. She starts targeting him. Subtle encounters at the market, flirting, eventually they exchange phone numbers. It's all very calculated.
And importantly, their connection, it's purely transactional from the start, isn't it? He needs money, she needs him to do something. No real emotion involved beyond those needs.
Exactly. Then opportunity knocks. Samir gets a short-term job offer in Cairo and leaves Minya for a bit.
Creating an opening.
The very next day after he leaves, Sabreen invites Said over to the house, and they begin an intimate relationship.
But again, it feels less like an affair and more like groundwork.
Precisely. After a few meetings, she lays her cards on the table. She tells Said what she really wants. She wants him to kill Samir.
Straight to business. And his price.
He immediately demands 5,000 Egyptian pounds. Sabreen tries to haggle, get him down to 3,000. But Said won't budge, 5,000 or nothing.
Now, 5,000 EGP. We need to put that in context for you listening. In rural Egypt back then, that was a significant amount of money. Like several months' wages for many people.
Right, not just pocket money.
No. And crucially, it seems this was the exact amount Syed needed to deal with some major debt that was threatening his family. This wasn't just greed, it was perceived as a lifeline he was apparently considering trading a life for.
They agree on the 5,000, but Sabreen insists he only gets paid after the job is done, though eventually she agrees to give him a partial payment up front.
Okay, but here's a fascinating wrinkle. Syed. He apparently had his own calculation going on.
Oh, what was that?
His plan, it seems, was just take that upfront money and run, disappear. He never actually intended to kill Samir. He was trying to scam her.
Wow. So much deception on all sides.
It's layers of betrayal.
This leads to the first attempt, right? Which fails spectacularly.
Yes. About a month later, Samir comes back from Cairo for a short break. Sabreen puts heavy sleeping pills into his evening juice. Knocks him out completely. Unconscious.
Then she calls Syed. Tells him, come now, he's helpless.
Syed shows up, goes into the bedroom, sees Samir lying there, totally incapacitated. And he just freezes. He panics. Says he can't do it. Can't kill a man like that, asleep. He loses his nerve.
He balks. But Sabreen doesn't give up.
No. And this next part, it's incredibly disturbing. She makes a request. She asks Syed to be intimate with her, right there in the room, next to her unconscious husband.
What? Why?
It's chilling. It doesn't seem to be about passion at all. It reads like a desperate, twisted psychological tactic.
Yeah.
Like she thought this shared act of profound transgression right next to the intended victim might somehow break down his remaining moral barriers, bind him to her plan through shared depravity.
That's incredible dark. Did it work?
They apparently go through with the act, but afterwards, Syed still refuses to kill Samir. He gets dressed and leaves, still fixated on getting the full 5,000 pounds eventually, but unwilling to commit the murder. At least not yet.
It's just unbelievable. Okay, so 4 more months pass. Samir comes back to Minya again, this time seemingly for good. He's got new financing, he wants to restart the farm project, tells Sabreen he's learned his lesson, things will be different.
He's completely unaware of how close he came to death, or the depths of his wife's plotting.
Totally oblivious. His brother warns him again, though. Says Syed is still visiting the house. This time, Samir listens. He decides he needs to start watching his wife. Keep an eye on things.
But it might be too late for surveillance.
It is. We arrive at the night of the murder itself, 2012. Samir leaves the house around 8 p.m., says he'll be back in an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
And Sabreen recognizes this is it, her window.
She contacts Syed immediately, tells him tonight's the night. Come now, finish the job, you'll get the rest of the money. Everything is ready.
And she prepares. While she's waiting for Syed, she gathers the weapons. An axe, a heavy wooden club, and a large sack. For the body. Like she's preparing tools for a task. Utterly cold.
Syed arrives. They wait. But then, maybe only 15 minutes later, they hear it. The sound of Samir's tuk-tuk outside.
He's home early. Much earlier than expected.
Suddenly, Syed is trapped, cornered. His escape plan, if he even still had one, is gone. And his first reaction says it all.
What does he say?
He demands the rest of the money. Right then, immediately, or he's going to try and escape over the roof. He's panicking, thinking only of the cash.
But Sabreen holds her ground.
She does. Payment after the job is done, no exceptions.
And then Samir walks in.
He walks in, sees Syed there in his house. Before anyone can even really speak, before confrontation can erupt, Sabreen acts.
She strikes first.
She grabs the axe and swings, hitting Samir hard in the head. That's the point of no return.
The calculation becomes brutally physical.
Syed then takes the axe from her, delivers more blows. While he's doing that, Sabreen grabs the wooden club she'd prepared and joins in, beating Samir until he collapses. Dead. Right there on the floor in a pool of blood.
Just horrific. And the aftermath? It speaks volumes about their state of mind, doesn't it?
What do they do immediately after?
Well, first, they change out of their blood-soaked clothes. They clean up the stairs. But then, before they deal with Samir's body, which is still lying there, they go to the bathroom. And they are intimate again.
Again, right after committing the murder, with the body nearby.
Yes. It's almost incomprehensible from a normal human perspective. It wasn't passion. It wasn't shock-induced intimacy. It reinforces, yet again, the purely transactional, dehumanized nature of their pact.
Sealing the deal.
Almost sealing the deal, yeah. Confirming their partnership in the crime before moving to the final stage, disposal. Samir wasn't a person to them at that point. He was just the obstacle that needed removing, the job they'd completed.
So after that chilling act, they turn back to the task at hand.
Right. Disposal. They put Samir's body into the large sack they'd prepared. They loaded it into his own tuk-tuk.
And then, to avoid making noise and alerting anyone, they don't start the engine. They actually push the tuk-tuk with the body inside down the road to a remote spot on the farmland.
A final, quiet act of calculation.
Once they get it to that isolated area, they douse the tuk-tuk and the body in gasoline and set it ablaze, hoping to destroy all evidence.
Which brings us back to the beginning. The smoldering wreck found by the farmers.
Exactly. But as we know, the cover-up didn't work. The forensic evidence was too clear.
Undeniable. The cause of death was the head trauma, not the fire. The arson was obviously an attempt to conceal the crime. And from there, the police investigation quickly unraveled the whole story.
They uncovered the relationship between Sabreen and Syed.
Yes, the illicit relationship, the non-romantic mercenary nature of it, connected the dots between the wife and the neighbor, drowning debt. It all came out.
So the end result.
Both Sabreen and Syed were arrested, they stood trial, and both were ultimately sentenced to execution for the premeditated murder of Samir.
A truly horrifying sequence of events, all seemingly driven by Sabreen's calculated desire for revenge and Syed's desperate need for that 5,000 pounds.
That really is the core of it, isn't it? If you look at the motives, Sabreen was driven by revenge for her wasted youth, the financial deception, the injury to her mother. But she needed a weapon, a tool.
And Syed became that tool.
He provided it, essentially selling his involvement for that specific sum of money to pay off his debts. It was Sabreen's cold planning, combined with her knowledge of Syed's specific financial vulnerability, that created the lethal combination. There was no real passion here, no heat of the moment, just planning and transaction.
It makes you think how easily someone's simple dream, like Samir just wanting that chicken farm, can be utterly destroyed. Not by bad luck, but by the cold, deliberate actions of those closest to him, acting purely out of self-interest.
The ultimate betrayal, rooted entirely in calculated self-interest.
And it leaves you with a chilling question, doesn't it? How thin is that line? How quickly can someone's desperation for money turn a negotiation into a pact to commit murder? And what is the real price of revenge when obtaining it means selling your own humanity for effectively a few months' wages? That calculation, that's something to really think about.